Hi guys, I'm here from Chișinău from my conference which I will attend now about European Moldova. I have made my day complaining about Macron and I will continue this. It's a beautiful city here and everybody talks about peace, about Europe, and they want to be Europeans, and they are Europeans. And Macron wants to make them second-class Europeans. It's very disappointing, and I'm continuing my little rant of the day because it's the 10th of May and I'm here in Moldova and I listened to the speech of Emmanuel Macron, the former ex-hope of liberal Europe and the man who supposedly was the man with a lot of good ideas for Europe, and we all had to support him because the alternative was so much worse. And he has of course disappointed Eastern Europe, Southeastern Europe. He has blocked already then also the countries from the Balkans, Macedonia and Albania, and he has done all this, and everybody still says, oh, he's such a good guy, he's such a great reformer, and now he wants to block Moldova, Ukraine and Georgia for decades, and then he wants to create some other Europe, and he's not ready to support the Council of Europe, not the EU enlargement. I don't know what exactly he is ready for, but it's a big disappointment. And I'm here now in this beautiful town, and what should I tell the people? That Europe will enlarge when Macron doesn't want it, or we will leave them to the Russians, or they will stay a neutral buffer like Merkel has decided for Ukraine and then left it for Russian aggression. I mean, this is all not very serious what we have here to offer from the Europeans, and it's again, like I'm now 30 years active on this one, we have to rely only about the Americans. The French are a disaster and they are a disappointment. When you have to rely on the Austrians and Germans, you're lost. It's only the Americans which are effectively reliable friends of Eastern Europe, and the rest is a very bitter disappointment. And I had the same opinions already 20 years ago. I knew that, and it's now confirmed again, and we need a strong alliance between Moldova and America, between Ukraine and America, and it's actually anyhow happening, because relying on the Germans, Austrians, the Ukrainians would be dead and killed and slaughtered by the Russian tyrant, and the Americans have protected them. And so it's American Europe or a Russian Europe. That's what Pax Europiana's conclusion on my podcast. You have already listened. There is no alternative between these two options. The sovereign French, kind of illusionary sovereign Europe of Mr. Macron is the ultimate disappointment, not of this week, but of this war of 2022, and it was always a non-starter, because simply he is not ready to defend anybody. So why we need... I regret already that I called for the extension of the French nuclear umbrella on our coasts, because ultimately he will anyhow not defend anybody. The French are and stay the disappointment of Europe. We all would like to have it better. Look, it's nice. Actually, it's beautiful here, and it's very, very nice country. But the reality is that only with American support this country will sustain itself and will be secure. And this is now, of course, the conclusions I'm confident which also the Americans elite are taking out of the debacle of the European policy of the last 10 years in Ukraine, because this was Obama's policy, that Europe be handled by the Germans. You see how it ends up in war, atrocities, genocide and disaster, this time by neglect. Not by bad will of the Germans, that's not true, but by neglect, by incompetence, by inability, and by a wrong strategic policy of Ostpolitik. And then you have the result. And this country is very much reminds me on February or last year when I left from Ukraine in June 22. This is about the same atmosphere, beautiful, nice people, competent, well-educated, quiet city. This was Kiev before the storm, and this is now Chișinău, and we have exactly the same situation here. And then when you rely on the Europeans, the ultimate disaster is possible. And so I call on, when you walk and talk, you can crash into people. That's of course not the perfect thing. Now it's the time for the end of the office hours. A lot of people walking home. COVID regulation doesn't play a big role here, but anyhow, it's summer here. It's very nice. It has 28 degrees and it's very beautiful atmosphere here in this city. I really like it. This is the central park of Chișinău. I made some very good videos here and I'm very happy. Now I have to go to the hotel for the conference. The police was already asking me what I'm doing with my Kosovo flag out there. Okay, that was maybe a bit too much. I hope nobody is angry with me, but I cannot resist it. I worked 6 years in Kosovo. I was the president of Austrian Kosovo Society. Even when the present Kosovo president is always reprimanding me when I'm annoying other people with recognition issues. But guys, you know, that's the reality. We have to recognize, and it's not, the truth is indivisible. You cannot just have a bit of truth, but the others cannot be told the truth because they have another problem, and then it's not children. Countries are no children. You don't have, and even children you should tell the truth. You cannot just, oh no, they cannot digest the truth. This is not how it is. Yeah? The world is different. Here, for example, that seems to be the Secret Service here, have a European flag outside. Everybody here has a European flag. Every building has a European flag. This is very good. This is how it should be. I remind everybody when we were in Serbia, my podcast and me, there was not a single European flag anywhere but from the European embassies. Here, every building has a European flag. This is how it should be. That's very good. Here, now, I'm arrived here at the Radisson. It's a big international hotel chain. They have invested a lot here. And this is also a visible sign how good it goes. Here is Bristol Central Park Hotel, also very nice. So you see, Moldova, Chișinău is a very nice city actually. It's very developed and it's much better than anybody expects. And I'm sure Mr. Macron, he would be surprised if he would have the mercy to come here and to put his feet on the ground in Eastern Europe and not have some kind of cuckoo castle in Paris, but the real facts on the ground, and that Moldova has deserved EU membership. That's my campaign here. Now I will be at this event. I will keep you posted on Pax Europiana for EU37. More to come from Chișinău in the coming days. Bye.